Hi, welcome to the second episode of the BLAPCAST, a highly professional organization that we're running here.
We're bad.
Today, I am joined by good old PyroJoe,
Hello.
Spiky Mikey, aka.
Easy mistake
aka
to
Spiky
make.
Mikey, and Runyx,
Hi.
my main man.
I
Mate.
don't know.
We
this
wanted
people.
to have another person on, and they refused to show up. We don't know for which reason, but
They
that's besides
probably
the point
died in a
here.
car accident.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Yeah.
At least not for the next hour.
Well, yeah, let's hope he pops in to say hello at some point during the podcast. That would be nice.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
There's-
Let's start with the wonderful anecdotal start to any podcast. How's your guys' week been? What have you been up to for the past week?
Just the bog standard. Nothing.
Oh, nice.
I don't know. I started.
I can relate. I can relate.
I've been grinding
Me.
Fortnite out to get my John Wick, and now I've got my John Wick. I don't know what to do with my life anymore. So yeah, there's that.
That's lovely.
It's back to finding a new video game. It is.
Yeah. Oh, back to TF2, I suppose. TF2 Battle Royale mod.
Paladins Battlegrounds.
Paladins Battlegrounds. Actually, speaking of Battle Royale, I heard the next Call of Duty coming out is completely scrapping story mode and replacing it with Battle Royale, which is
It's 2018. Of course they are.
like, isn't that so crazy though? Like, Call of Duty's like notorious for, having a story
Okay.
mode and
a mediocre story mode.
like
yeah.
no one actually playing it. But like they're scrapping that whole aspect for Battle Royale along with normal multiplayer. I just find
Okay,
that so,
hold up.
You know what
Hold
the
up.
saddest thing is?
No,
Okay,
knowing
I'll
Call
let
of
Runyx say.
Duty, I'm not sure if you're being ironic or if it's for real now.
Well, I saw it on Twitter, so who knows when it's on Twitter.
So they're actually doing it. Okay.
I mean,
Thing
possibly.
is, the problem is by the time like Call of Duty games usually come out like towards the end of the year, right? Like November, roughly October, maybe. The problem I see with that is by that time, Battle Royale as a genre is just going to be oversaturated and die down.
Yeah, that's
Nobody's going to really care much for them anymore. Like we already have PUBG, we have Fortnite, we have the weird free game coming out that's like extremely half finished by the guys that made Lawbreakers.
Yeah.
And then that's already free Battle Royale games that people can play, 2 of which are free to play. And then on top of it, you probably have more games coming out. It's going to be oversaturated. People are going to grow tired of the genre of games.
It's just a loop, isn't it? Like,
Pretty much.
It's going to be a Lawbreaker situation for whichever game is coming out later this year that is a Battle Royale game. It's going to try to enter a market that is oversaturated and just going to die on release.
I feel bad for the
At least
the
that game
OG
mode.
ones, like H1Z1 and DayZ. Like,
Dude, the real OG is Minecraft Hunger Games.
I'm
okay?
sure Roblox probably did it first. Let's be real here. Roblox is the true OG.
You know
I
what?
don't know. I don't know.
I know you're saying that as a meme, but that's probably
No, I
maybe
wasn't. I
possible.
wasn't even saying it as a meme. Like, I know Roblox has got game modes for just about anything that you can possibly think of.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Who knows?
The Roblox is just this meme game. I've never really understood what the appeal to Roblox is if you're like older than the age of 9. But it's like, yeah, you can play all kinds of games in there. It's only that like most people that make those games make them incredibly poorly and they're really bad. There's like probably 3 or 4 decent things you can play in Roblox that aren't like
Yeah.
awful.
I mean, you guys might know, I'm a bit of a connoisseur in the TF2 Roblox
Yeah.
market.
You clearly are.
And there's 2 like dominant TF2 mods, and one of them is like a straight copy. And there's one called
Oh.
Typical Colors 2, which is like heavily inspired, but it's playable. Like, I could play it for at least an hour without wanting to like rip out my PC and chuck it out my window, but like, it's playable. It's not as bad as everyone makes out, and like it's fun
So
to
how
make.
about-
memes
Does it have 2 fort?
Yeah. Well, I think it's
Wait, really?
called something else. I think so. Yeah, it has like
Oh, God.
variations of all the
So
maps.
you said there were 2, and this one is a tolerable one. How about the other one?
The other one's just great if you want to just kind of have a laugh, really. Like, it's not
Oh,
necessarily
what are
bad, but
those?
there's a lot of things that are really questionable about it. Like, when you're running with a gun, your gun will jiggle and take up about 50% of the screen.
Oh yeah, wonderful. I like that.
I don't know.
Sounds like something I would enjoy.
I don't know. It's just like quite a fun game to play as a meme, like with the boys.
All
You
right.
know.
Talking about memes,
You know what's weird
this is
about-
not a good segue. This is not a good segue at all. But talking about memes, earlier this month, the TF2 Pro League came to Europe. Now I know neither of you have played it.
I've never.
Neither of you really know much about it. It has already been in America for a month before that as well. It is basically, to give the rundown for people that have absolutely no idea what it is a matchmaking service offered by the Faceit platform surrounding TF2. There are different divisions that people can queue up in and play in, and just play pickup games in. It is very beginner friendly, naturally. It's oriented towards beginners as well. And it's basically just imagine in-game matchmaking, but you have like a good map pool and class limits.
Okay.
So yeah, it's basically just in-game matchmaking.
I mean, the only thing with this is
better.
you say it's really beginner friendly, but realistically, I don't think beginners are that in depth like in the community to where they'd know about like an external service. So I think it's a lot of the kind of people who are looking to get into comp are just going to be satisfied playing the actual in-game comp, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
That is true. That is true. If you, what I see about in-game comp, just to go on a tangent here, I personally don't even think that in-game comp is that bad. A criticism I see thrown around a lot, especially by people within the comp community about comp matchmaking, is like, oh, it's got a bad map pool. There's no class limits. There's no weapon bans. Well, what is?
I actually quite like the map pool. Except Turbine.
Nobody from the actual comp community particularly enjoys playing in-game comp. Because it's not like in the comp community competitive, right? That's actually fun to play. But I don't think that's necessarily an issue for people that are trying to get into a competitive format.
I've been trying to say this since the beta. I mean, the only thing that's kind of off is the class limits, but other than that, it's quite good, to be honest.
I really think I've said this on one of my streams as well. Like the major issues, really, that I can see with comp matchmaking are queue times and match bounds, which they've done a lot with in the last update, which we'll get to in a moment. And then map pool, maybe change it up a little bit. I don't think anybody, even people that are trying to get into competitive, really enjoy playing Turbine.
Yeah.
Or give us map selection. CSGO has it. CSGO, you can pick which map you queue for. Why not give it for us for TF2 as well? Yeah.
Even just game mode.
Even in competitive. I didn't know that.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. In CSGO competitive, you do before you search, you get you can just pick, because obviously it's all the same game mode, isn't it? So you can just pick out what map you'd like to queue for. And it may increase the queue times a bit. That's the only thing.
Don't you just pick the category of map? I know there's 3 map pools or something like this.
It's map groups or something.
Map groups, something like this.
Yeah, there's a competitive
I think that's casual
map
though.
Pool. Yeah, in comp, there is just a competitive map pool that you get to pick.
And then from that pool you can pick which maps you want to play.
But there's 10, 15 maps, something. So there's quite a wide variety. But yeah, something like that would be quite cool. Just to avoid people having to play Turbine. That wouldn't be ideal.
I personally, I don't mind even seeing an attack defense map or even a payload map necessarily in competitive matchmaking, as long as it's a map that's actually fit for comp.
Badwater was actually great. Yeah,
it's in the rotation right now, as far as I'm aware. Yeah. Badwater is okay. But there are probably actual payload maps, I think, that were even designed for more of a 6v6 format or just smaller payload maps. They can potentially work. And then again, Attack Defense Gorge, it's not a good map per se, but I like that they're at least experimenting with the game modes a little bit. Attack Defense, it definitely
it
makes it
seem like a comp game mode, does it?
Yeah, but it makes it so you have to change up your meta a little bit. So again, it encourages experimentation more.
Exactly.
Than having the 5CP, it basically enforces the 6s meta because it just works the best. You have to be both aggressive and passive on a pinch, and you have to be able to alternate between the two, which is why the 6s meta exists for 5CP. But for attack defense, if you're running a scout on defense, you're basically throwing the game.
Yeah,
right?
I really want to see more COF maps in.
There are wonderful community made. There are also wonderful community made maps, which I wish Valve just did more with. I know they add maps every update, but we get one major update a year where they add 5 or 6 maps. That's not enough. They should just do more map patches. There's so many good maps that should be in the game, that especially also attack defend maps that could then be tried out in competitive. Some of them are made for competitive.
I mean, on one hand, but on the other hand, there's 100 something maps in the game already.
That is also true, but like we don't have to play all of them competitively. Naturally.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, yeah, there are a lot of maps in the game, but I don't see an issue with adding more.
No,
Like you might be
I think it's
diluting
just
out the player
fine-tuning
pool a little
them.
bit. That
Like,
also, yeah, like
In
they could make
competitive, it's just
updates to
picking out the
existing
right
maps
ones that
so they fit
everyone
better.
wants, you know.
Yeah, that's also possible. So yeah, recent update. The Blue Moon update released like, was it late March actually? I think it was at the end of March, wasn't it?
I don't even know, to be honest.
It was
I
around
think
last.
it was like
around the
right at the end of
last
March,
month.
right before.
I
Yeah,
just know it
like,
came out
right
of nowhere.
before. I remember it was right before the Copenhagen LAN that was happening at the start of this month, right? So yeah, the Blue Moon update, the one that was like a major update, but it wasn't really a major update at all because it didn't even have an update page.
It didn't. It just came out of
Very
nowhere.
interesting. Yeah,
No one expected
nobody
it.
was expecting it, and it just came up and was actually a really.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good actually.
I like that they've actually made competitive playable
Mhm.
to some extent.
Yeah,
I
it's-
actually had a majorly enjoyable experience playing it while getting my rank, while doing my placements.
What rank did you end up getting, by the way?
Like the second highest.
Oh, awesome.
Oh,
I
I
lost six matches during my placements, but like the ones I won only count. The losses don't even count. So I like obviously did my 10 placement wins, and I got the second highest rank.
Yeah, I
So I
think
don't have
it's-
any reason to climb.
I think a lot of people are saying it's a bit inaccurate, the initial rank you get given. But I can't like just I don't know. With me, I can't even get in comp matches. Like I'll be queuing for about an hour or two, and I don't know if that's
Yeah,
just
I've
on
had that
my
issue at the
end.
start. I've had that issue at the start as well. Like throughout the first 2 weeks or something, I would be queuing for like hours on end sometimes and not getting a match.
Yeah.
And then like I think it was a week or two ago, I just sat down an evening with a couple of dudes. We queued like a full stack even at one point, and we found a match in like 20 minutes. And then as people left, we were like 3 people or something, and then we managed to find games until it was like late in the evening at like 11 p.m. That's roughly when people went offline because it was a weekday.
Yeah.
So yeah, like by that time, it's reasonable that there's not many people queuing anymore.
I
But
think
it was
that's the biggest problem with
decent.
matchmaking right now, and hackers as well. Not enough people
Yeah,
queuing.
well, obviously, the cheaters are always going to be an issue.
In
You can't
any
really-
game, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
Does-
really,
does
it's any
anyone-
game.
Did anyone else see that hack that basically shoots a bunch of stickies or a bunch of bullets at the
I
same
have
time?
not seen that one. No.
No.
I've seen it with.
I've seen all kinds
Timo.
of wacky shit, but not that.
It just shoots a bunch of stickies or pills at you, like all of them at once, and you
Actually,
you
sounds
just
pretty
instantly
funny.
die.
To be fair,
Oh,
sounds pretty funny.
I mashed up basically against like a team of hackers. They were all cheating except one guy who was clueless, who was just running around the map.
And
And
it was a random.
they even had
Yes.
a scout that had a hack that basically instantly capped for some reason,
Yeah, the raid hack. Yeah.
and they stood there for like 2 minutes trying to win last.
How does that
It was
work?
actually I don't know. It was hilarious. They were so bad. I was queuing up with Timo and Desmond.
I'm just curious how an instant cap hack would work.
It's like you do some raid hacking with
I'm
your
not sure.
PC's timer or something, and that makes it so that happens because like apparently that's rendered client side. I don't know.
Oh, I would've thought
I'm
it'd
not
be-
a master of the source engine. but-
Yeah, I would have thought it would
I think
be
that's what I've
server
heard.
side, wouldn't it? But
Yeah, but there are some things, I guess, that counts as something that is maybe rendered client side, or like where the client can have an impact on it,
I don't
which
even
is
know.
weird. But yeah, that's how it is.
Also,
Also, yeah,
their
that
heavy
brings-
handed weapon. I've got what it's called. The one that shoots very fast, but takes a while to wind up.
the brass piece.
Yeah, that one. He could instantly wind it up and shoot even faster. So
Yeah, that's another raid hack.
Yeah. there's a lot of new cheats that I've never seen before.
I just don't.
Also-
I don't. It's like, you know, when people queue, they'll spend like half an hour to queue for a competitive match,
Mhm.
be in the match for about 5 minutes and rage quit. Like, I don't know. That's my issue with like comp. is-
But how do you know they've been queuing for an hour? What if they were like the 12th person that started queuing and then instantly got into a match?
Oh yeah.
While you were
that's-
waiting like for an hour. Like imagine you were waiting for an hour, but like imagine there's
was
like 11
fast
people
person.
queuing that it wants to match you with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like 11 people, and then you wait for an hour, and then like a 12th person joins in where the matchmaker's like, oh, this guy can be in the same game, and then he's instantly in, right? You wouldn't know. Like you can always assume that, oh, all these people that I'm in a game with now when you're solo queuing, oh, they all had to wait as long as I did. That's not necessarily the case.
Yeah,
Not
I guess it's
necessarily
just
the case.
where like you, if you get lucky or not on when you queue.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, for me, it took like maximum like 2 minutes, I think, at most.
Really?
Yeah.
You just got really lucky then.
Yeah, you just got
Usually
a bit lucky.
it was almost instant. I don't know.
Really lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Even casual takes like
Oh
quite
yeah,
some time for me
casual
occasionally.
was actually faster than matchmaking, which was pretty unexpected.
Yeah, I'm talking about casuals. Well, like they just did a general queuing revamp. I like that they finally allow you to just join whatever. No, wait, they did that in Jungle Phone, right? Yeah, you can join other servers, but like now that you can queue for multiple things at the same time
Oh yeah, I love
and stuff,
that.
that's also cool. That's
I
just,
love
that's
that.
just useful, very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just be in game and you can queue and you can see if you're still queuing or not.
Yeah.
I like the queuing changes. They're definitely great. I also like that they finally fixed Pyro in that update. First of all, they fixed the invisible particles. I hated that. I absolutely hated that.
I wasn't
Like,
sure what was going on.
You were fighting a pyro, right?
Mhm.
He obviously gets you a little low, but he hasn't even set you on fire. Maybe he was shotgunning you or something.
Oh,
He takes out his
yeah, I remember.
flamethrower, and like he presses left mouse button like a split second before you kill him. And he shoots out like 2 invisible particles
I
that you
remember
can't see. You can't see them. They're invisible. You walk forward because, oh yeah, he's dead. And you walk into the invisible lingering particles and they just melt you instantly. Like, they melt 80 health instantly because they're lingering particles. It was so dumb. I'm glad they fixed it so you can at least see if he does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like something. It was like an unspoken one, wasn't it? Like not many people would complain that much about it.
I
What
would
a-
complain about it every time it happens.
Yeah, every time it happens. I
Do the
guess.
particles like still float there for a little while?
I think they still linger. Yeah,
Oh.
they still behave the same way, but like what they've done is they've made it so the damage actually matters now how many particles are hitting the enemy, and it doesn't like you can't have the same DPS whether you directly aim at an enemy or you flail your mouse around, which is, nice. And then
Mhm.
obviously they fixed the inconsistency with visibility.
What about the weapons from the Jungle Inferno as well?
Yeah, like they reworked the Dragon's Fury a little bit, and I think they just like nerfed it.
They nerfed
They
the
just made the
Gaspasser.
hitbox smaller.
Yeah, they
think.
nerfed the gas passer in MVM.
Yeah, an MVM, so you can't essentially just throw infinite amounts of gas passes.
I don't even
I
know what
never
it
played
did
MVM,
in
so-
MVM.
It was just like apparently I had like this stat upgrade that like makes it explode or something. It just does like 500 damage to everything you hit with it.
Oh.
It's pretty dumb, but then it would also recharge instantly.
Yeah, it
because
would recharge like.
it recharges
stupid.
it recharges when you deal damage. So
And if
when
it
you
was
throw it
dealing
at
that much
enemies
damage, it would just.
and it deals that
instantly-
much damage, it instantly refills. And you
Yeah.
can throw it again. And I
So
think that's what
you
they
just
fixed.
throw a bunch of gas passers at people like forever.
Basically.
Yeah, and you
that's what
recharge your
did.
gas passer with your gas passer. Like, it was a bit of an odd one.
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, they.
I think
fixed
the
that.
biggest rework really during the update though was the extinguisher, because they've reworked the weapon
Oh yes.
again from the ground up basically.
It's the Timo update.
He was enthused. He was enthused about that one until he realized like, yeah, it's okay now, but the power jack is still better. Like that was when we actually were like, oh yeah, the extinguisher, at least you can use it now, but like, why would you use it over the power jack, which is still literally the best pyro melee? In my opinion, like speed
Same.
is just good when you can always have it. There's like virtually no downside to using the power jack because
Well,
your
you do take a
flamethrower does
little
more
bit
damage
less
anyways.
damage, but I mean less.
Ooh.
More.
You take more damage when
more
you have it
damage,
out,
not
yeah,
less.
but just don't take it out when you're running at an enemy.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like it marks you for death or anything, or there's any delay. As soon as you put it away, the damage, the extra damage you take is gone. So that shouldn't be.
Yeah, the power
an issue at
jack's
all.
always been like the go-to choice for me, like logically. And I know I'm not a pyro main, I'm a fake pyro main, but when I
I
do
always
play
used
pyro,
it.
Yeah, he is a pretender.
yeah, like I don't know, I've always just the power jack just seems logical to use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Oh,
But yeah, the new extinguisher now gives you speed boost when you hit somebody with it, and it extinguishes them, which makes sense when you look at the name. So
yeah,
that's a great
it does
pun.
make sense.
I love the reference to sketch check.
Mm.
Oh, God, yeah.
that
It
is
was a nice
actually,
touch from Valve, wasn't
That
it?
is an absolutely amazing touch. I love that. I actually love that.
Yeah.
It's so uncalled for. Again, it's like the
Actually-
entire update is uncalled for, but that's so unexpected.
I actually didn't know about that guy, but I just found out about him with the update.
I
Well,
found
there you
out
go.
about one of my friends told me about his videos like a few months ago, and
Legendary.
I just
I like
researched
I-
it because I didn't know what.
I found out about him when he actually still made videos. Those were the days, dude.
yeah,
Oh.
like seeing all the wacky shit he did, like jumping down and actually extinguishing pyros and shit. That, like when I first saw that, it actually blew my mind.
Yeah,
and
he
then
was ahead of his time, 100%.
as he made some videos like explaining how the particles and stuff work, I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Holy shit, what the that's amazing.
I wasn't even playing TF2 at that time. I feel bad.
Yeah, it's actually something incredible to think about as well. Like for me, you know, Love and War. Love and War was in 2014. For me, it feels like that was
that long ago, does it?
Yeah, it doesn't seem that long ago. 2014. That was 4 years ago. Like what?
Yeah,
Jesus.
it's gone so fast. But then again, what I always think to myself, like, oh, 2013. That was like what 2-3 years ago. But no, it was 5 years ago. Like
It's 2018, baby.
it's scary how fast it's going.
Time goes by so quickly.
Yeah, we got a bit deep there for a sec.
We're gonna be
Oh,
old.
man.
Philosophical discussion.
I know,
I
right?
like this. It adds to it, definitely.
Wait,
And then just a shit ton of bug fixes in the update as well.
wait, what?
Actual tons. And yeah, we're still talking about the Blue Moon update, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's tons of bug fixes. Actually, I think some of the most bug fixes ever they've made in an update.
And it was so spontaneous as well. Like, I don't think anyone
were
predicted it.
No,
They were
it just came
quiet
out of
since
nowhere.
Christmas, and then a couple months later they come out with this, and they're like, "Yeah, it's here. Hi."
Also, they
Obviously-
added Sawmill and Well and CP George.
Yeah, well, they added all the missing maps to the map rotation casual.
And obviously
I
we
don't
can't
know why they
forget
were
the-
missing in the first place, but they're here now.
Can't forget the JoJo cosmetics either. I've never watched JoJo, so the appeal of those isn't really too great to me. But I'm
I
sure-
actually thought it was both hilarious but also extremely cringy how people freaked out over.
yeah,
a fucking
people
hat.
a lot of people really did love it. Like they were so gassed with them. But again, if it's like you've been watching that show for years, then you would be, I suppose.
I mean, I never watched JoJo, so when people started freaking out about it, I was like, what? Why? And then I
Literally,
just
yeah.
found out it's from an anime, and I was like, okay, facepalm. Fuck it.
I did.
I was like,
I did try watching JoJo, and I watched the dub, and the voices were like really posh British voices, and I just found it insufferable. I just couldn't watch it.
Oh.
I
you
don't
know what,
know.
you should be happy that Woolen isn't here now because he would have probably scolded you for
Watching
saying
dub,
that you watched the dubbed version.
This is when he like hops in the chat now, and he's like,
He,
Do
like,
you
he heard
someone
dare
it from-
mention
shit
dub.
talking me?
it's like he heard, like he caught a whiff of it in the winds, and he's gonna join in the next 5 minutes.
sprints
As
back
it traveled
home.
across, like he felt a disturbance in the force. Like someone said
Yeah,
he watches
literally.
dubs. Oh no!
He's like sniffing about. His friends are like, Woolen, you're right. But his friends call him Woolen. And they
Yeah,
like,
they call him.
yeah, but you're alright. And he's like, someone just said they preferred dubbed. He just sprints off like.
I actually watched Death Note with dub just to make it all worse.
I watched the Death Note dub because
Nice.
that was my first anime, so I felt like I was obliged to. I didn't want to get.
Also my first anime and my last one.
Oh, have you? Is that
So
the
far.
one you've watched?
Yeah. So
I
far.
just don't watch anime.
I
Problem
started
solved.
it recently, but I don't know. I'm finding it really hard to find anime similar to the genres I like. Like I've watched all the notorious good ones, and then it's like, oh, now what? Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, I've run out. But speaking of running out, what we won't be
Oh,
running out
oh.
of is content in the summer jam.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. It's something that we haven't officially announced or talked about, but it's
Yeah.
pretty obvious that we will be doing another summer jam this summer.
We got to make another
Just
hype
like we did
trailer
last year.
with copyright
Sometime.
music.
Oh, definitely. that was great when everybody uploaded a trailer last
And
year.
everyone was like,
And
wait,
then-
what?
Everyone in the chat was like, "Oh shit, my video just got copyright claim. What the hell?"
Yeah, that was.
That
We've
was-
got to not make that mistake next time.
That was great. Yeah, but we are doing another summer jam this summer. We're still obviously organizing everything and stuff, but it will be fun. It'll be a fun time. We'll have returning segments naturally. We'll also have plenty of new segments that we haven't done last year.
Yes,
We'll have
lots of new.
a great old
content.
time, and hopefully a more professional production, so we don't have to switch hosts every 8 hours. That would be great too.
That would be great.
Yeah, and
But yeah, it's all in its own baby shoes for now.
I'm sure some people might be a bit intrigued about, is there going to be medals this year in game? I
Well,
don't want to spoil too much, but
I think you're basically spoiling.
You
by
just
just
did. You
asking
just
the
To
spoiled
be
question.
fair,
everything.
it's a given, isn't it? If it happened last year, it's probably going to happen
It's
in
a
the following
given,
year.
yeah, exactly. If we
I
managed to
guess.
do it last year, it would be a surprise if we didn't manage to this year.
We're
Like,
not
they will
telling
be
you
having-
spoilers.
You don't want to
again.
speak too soon and like jinx it, but it's in the works. Let's just say that.
So yeah, we'll be having wonderful.
Joe,
wonderful
we're not
medals.
telling you spoilers again.
It's just kicking me out the Discord until the event.
Exactly, you're just being left in the dark, and then you can show up for the event for like 2 hours and do your trading segment or something, and then you're back into the cave again.
Back in the cave.
Back
For
to your
the next
basement.
until next summer when I do the same thing again. Now, but I'm just going off like, you know, if I was not a part of Blapature and I had to make predictions, I'd predict that there'd be medals, that the segments would be the same.
Okay,
All that kind of
you
stuff.
should probably shut up now. Sunny, what do you want to say?
I didn't spoil anything else.
I'm fine. Yeah,
It's fine.
I
It's
didn't
fine.
spoil.
It's fine.
I got nothing to add. Yeah, it's pretty much
All
pretty
right.
much just that. So keep your ears peeled, keep
Mm.
your eyes open, and we'll be having more on that. Probably not too far into the future.
In the
We'll
summer.
be seeing.
So-
In the summer, exactly. It's not summer yet, even though the temperatures are very high and spring doesn't exist anymore, and it's straight to summer. It's not technically summer yet.
Hooray for global
So-
warming.
Like 4 weeks ago or so, it was snowing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like at my
literally.
graduation,
No, it's
at my
like-
graduation, it was snowing so much, and like 2 weeks later, it was 25 degrees.
Jesus
And
Christ.
it's like, what the fuck? What is going on?
I know.
Something doesn't add up here.
It
We had,
snowed
like,
here about
minus
3 weeks
10
ago.
We had like
Crazy.
minus 10 degrees a few weeks ago, and now it's like 30 degrees.
It's actually
Jesus.
outrageous.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
apparently it's meant to be snowing here next week as well. So, but it's been sunny. Like I don't know. The weather's lost its marbles a bit.
I mean, it's rain today. Yeah, today was actually like a rainy day for once, but we'll see. We'll see how the weather turns out. Now that we have the obligatory weather talk out of the way as well. Nice. We're crossing off the checklist here.
Yeah.
Well, we're already pimping our own charity streams. We should probably pimp other people's charity streams as well. Hugs.tf happened last weekend.
It did.
A great charity event by a wonderful group of people. I don't know if donations are still open. They might still be. I don't remember if they are.
I don't know how long they leave.
How
them open
much?
For.
How much did they raise so far?
I think they've raised £19,000.
Oh
That's a lot
god,
of
that's a
pounds.
lot.
That is a lot of money.
Hmm.
That's a lot of
I'm
pounds.
very-
But
I'm very proud of them.
wait, is that £19,000? Because in dollars,
It's
that's...
pounds, yeah.
Wait, hold
That's like $24,000
Oh,
or some shit, probably.
Let me convert that.
Goddamn.
That is 21,000 euros, which is $26,000. That is
My
lots of
God.
money for
That
charity.
is loads of money. Good job. Clap on for them.
Good job for hugs.tf.
Good job, crew. Good job, Hugs.tf team. You did a good job. It was an enjoyable stream to
I think
watch as
I
well.
missed-
I got some segments. I like watched the parts of the jump segment live.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think I looked at the VOD of the Ascent show match because that was great to watch. So
Meanwhile, I just
I'm
had
curious.
exams and I
horribly
missed it.
terrible European TF2s in comparison to American TF2. Like holy crap!
How long was their stream? Was it a 20 or is it?
It was.
12?
I think it was like 27 hours. So they started
Wow.
like 7 p.m. on the Saturday and went until like they started. Let me just look at the times. They started 4 p.m. British time on Saturday and ended on 7:30 on Sunday.
it was over
Oh,
a
I
full
missed it
day's
completely.
work.
You can still watch the VODs.
Yeah,
They're
the
still
VODs
up.
will still be there.
Yeah, true.
You can catch up on those. So yeah, it was nice. It was nice. There are a lot of funny little segments in there. If the donations are still open, go over to hugs.tf. Maybe
Description
you can
in
you can
the
still
YouTube description.
exactly in the YouTube description, but also it's a very easy address to type out. Obviously, donate to charity. It's always a good thing to do. If you donate enough, you even get a snazzy medal in game. It looks pretty. None of them have been handed out yet, as far as I'm aware, but they look cool, and I'm waiting on mine.
Medal collectors.
Great. Dude, I love collecting medals, dude. I've got like an entire page dedicated to just medals.
I would
Yeah.
donate,
Even
but
though I
don't
only
really have money.
wear the black one, but yeah.
I love myself the community sparkle one.
Yeah, I like the
I don't know.
sparkles.
It's a
think
nice
the-
little sparkle.
It's a nice little perk you get for running charity
Ooh.
events as well.
Someone just did
We're
join
we've
us.
just
Hello,
covered-
Woolen.
Woolen's finally here.
We've
Hello.
covered like everything. Come on. Yeah. That wasn't us clapping for sinking. That was us clapping once again for hugs.tf. So
Yeah, exactly. That was
round
kind
of applause
so,
for
yeah.
the second time.
Yeah, we were at the hugs.tf talking about that. Do you have any opinions on that, Woolen? I know you went there last year.
I was
But
there
not
last year.
this
It was
time.
amazing. I really liked it. I met lots of nice people. I didn't go this year because I haven't talked to John in like 6 months, so I didn't really have a reason to go. But I hear that it was way better managed. Like they had an upstairs instead of everything being downstairs and in the open.
Oh.
The like weird cinema viewing room they had, so you could watch it there, was put downstairs. There was a sleeping room apparently. I think they had like a slightly better setup instead of having to blind everyone. I think everything was a little bit more, a better processed, managed. Not sure what the
I
word
could
is.
tell
like it.
from watching the stream, like the
But yeah,
production.
apparently it was a
quality
lot easier to
better.
like deal with everything. Last year there was a lot of well, it was managed really, really well, but there were quite a few little moments where it was like, oh god, what the hell is going on right now? What are we doing? Yeah. Well, do you have a like a spreadsheet or something I can look
Yeah,
at?
I'll
Do you
I'll
not
put
have
it
to
in the
open?
Blap Discord. There you go.
But
The thing is, we've already covered about.
I didn't watch
pretty
it.
much
I think I was
We
doing
can get Woolen to have like a late input
Yeah,
on some
late
of these things
input.
now.
Yeah,
It's not-
what do you
not a
think about the
problem.
Blue Moon updates?
Oh Christ! It was pretty good. Like I don't remember. I have not been paying that much attention to the last couple of updates, but I remember it being pretty good. Like the pyro fix, even if it's still a bit buggy, was really nice. It meant that you could play the game. Some of the balance changes are quite nice. I like the short circuit Kamehameha Hadouken, Anime
yeah.
Blast.
I didn't talk about that.
I don't remember anything else in the update other than that. I remember it being kind of good. There was a JoJo hat. There was like a big Reddit meme
There's
about
a couple
that.
JoJo hats and
was-
It is a
many
code as
many
well.
memes.
Wait, let me just like quickly look at the blog post. This is how good of an update it was. I remember nothing about. Oh yeah, they tried to get everyone to play competitive, and I think more people have, but they didn't get rid of the graphics setting enforcement, so I still don't want to play
Yeah,
it.
and you,
also
and
yeah.
you still can't remove your view model, which is
Yeah, so
lovely.
You can
If
use
they-
a comp view
Min-
model.
Itrium's
yeah.
broke last time I played it, but like I refuse
Oh.
to play until they fix all of that because every time it goes in, and I know you can change it back, but it forces you onto awful low FOV and motion blur, and it screws all your settings, and it gives me a headache. It's not worth it. It's not worth waiting like 20 minutes, half an hour.
That's
to get
something
a
I didn't
headache.
even mention earlier when I
Yeah, I
said
know.
that it was mostly fine. It's like like
I would
If they
100% queue it if
honestly-
they removed that.
honestly, if they remove the graphical restrictions, maybe tidy up the map pool a little bit, I'm already fine
I
with
don't even
how,
care.
how it
It's,
is.
it's just, as far as I'm concerned,
Just
it's
take
just
out Turbine.
pubs. It's just
Just take
pubs
out
with half
Turbine.
as many people, isn't it?
Yeah,
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, if
yeah,
they-
at the moment.
Yeah, if
But
they remove
that's what
those,
it's supposed to be. So
Yeah, but if they remove
get
the
rid of the-
restrictions, there's no
sorry.
reason not to queue at the same time as casual because you can multi-queue. I definitely
exactly.
would. It's just worse. It's just right now it's a downgrade in every way. I'd rather play. I love MVM, but I'd rather play MVM than it if I was going to play something that's not pubs.
I like MVM. Shout out MVM.
MVM's great.
Shout out
I
to
played through
MVM,
half of the robot Super Boogaloo community
Titanium
update.
Tank.
Yeah, I played
Oh,
through
yeah.
half of that the other day.
We haven't even talked
That
about
was fun. I enjoyed that. What
When
else did they
Unity
do?
MVM missions by Titanium Tank.
Yeah, those were
Yeah,
good. You
that's
should
a-
play those.
I
Oh, yeah,
don't-
they-
Personally, I'm not a huge sucker for MVM, so I like people have been asking me all the time, like, oh, why don't you play the Titanium Tank missions? Personally, I don't particularly enjoy MVM as much, even though it can be fun, especially on like new maps and stuff, as that
I
event
thought it was-
is.
Yeah, it was fun just
But
to
there's
figure
no
out new
new
strats
maps.
and stuff for a couple of hours.
I
That's
do
all,
it in
like,
the
what
hopes
usually-
that I'll get a golden pan so I can clickbait it.
Exactly. Usually, what incentivizes
Not the
me-
money. You want the clickbait, not the like $2.5 grand.
No, I don't
How
want.
much you
I
make
don't
for
care about the
everything?
pan anymore. I just want the clickbait.
I mean, I don't really like MVM either, but I mean, I have 5 tours and I got one Australian ambassador, one Australian knife last
Oh.
tour.
There was a good part of the update. They fixed the thing with the hitbox slag compensation, where in TF2, you know how your characters
Oh,
don't
yes,
actually
yes.
like they don't properly rotate when you move to the left. It's like your upper torso rotates first, and how that hadn't been lag compensated for years, despite the fact that Sigsev fixed it in CS:GO like 3 years ago. Well, it wasn't
Right.
him. It was
Did they
another
fix
guy who
that?
fixed it, but Sigsev commented on the GitHub, and I was like, wow. Yeah, they fixed that last in the Blue Moon updates. That was nice. It means that if you're playing sniper and you're trying to hit someone that's slightly rotated, you can actually kill them instead of hitting them midair and not doing anything.
Is that gonna fix backstab bugs as well?
Backstab bugs are because backstabs are buggy as hell. It didn't fix anything.
I don't think it did because
did,
just the other day I got a nasty face stab, so I don't think they did.
They
Okay.
kind of fixed that weird interp 5 thing, kinda.
What was that about?
Basically, if you set your interp really, 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 really high, you're offset from the server enough that you can backstab someone when they really shouldn't be there. Just because
hell? I didn't
technically
know
you
that.
kind of were. It's screwy. It's just not
Yeah,
like
it's like,
backstabs are an awful mechanic in the game. I don't understand them or how like they're not made with hitboxes. They're done with like collision holes, and collision holes don't rotate or something. Like they're just squares that move around the world. It's why you don't
Around the
get
world,
stuck
they
in a
orbit.
corner. Well, like, you know,
They do, yeah.
it's like, for example, if you stand against a wall and rotate 90 degrees, you don't get stuck in the wall because your collision hull rotates. Your collision hull stays square and against the wall, and it means, like, when you walk against a dispenser, it always pushes either in a straight line or it pushes against it. It doesn't matter what angle the dispenser's placed at, the hitbox is always the same for it, for the collision, or something like that. Backstabs use that. So you technically, if you backstab someone in the edge of the hull, you get about 1.5 times the range on a backstab. It's just an awful mechanic. I don't know how they do it in Counter-Strike, if at all. I don't remember if it had backstabs in that game.
No, wait, yeah, they do.
Because
do
they
have it
always
in
worked.
CS.
They worked
With
really well in
maps.
Counter-Strike. I don't know if they can implement that. Or
Well,
if it's,
here's the deal. Counter-Strike has like it runs on like a 5 years younger version of the source engine, and it has like a developer team that is probably 10 times as large.
yeah, but like it's the thought behind it. I'm wondering if it uses a different system that they could put into
Probably
TF2.
does.
It probably
Anyway,
does. I think it
The update
does.
was good, I think. I've completely forgotten about most
It
of
was
it.
it was
but
really good overall. Yeah.
yeah, it's just
I
it's
liked-
just fine.
I like
Fixes.
just looking at the outrage of tons of weeaboos about the fucking JoJo hat. Like, holy shit.
So weird. I want them to add
Like-
a Toho hat now. There's a Toho hat on the Steam Workshop for the last 3 years. If they add that, I'll be happy. I can finally quit in peace. Just buy like
That's on
50
by
of them.
Africa.
It's no, not Toho, not Toto, Toho. Bullet hell,
I mean, the
months.
best song ever made.
Toho.
It's Hot Fire.
They named a country after it.
Jesus Christ. Is there
He was
anything else
that
you've
good.
discussed?
No, that's Togo.
Is there anything else you've gone over that I want to quickly?
The
get
Tier
info
2 Pro
on?
League.
I
What's your
don't
opinion on
play
that?
it because it's you need like I only play 6s because my friends play it and my friends don't want to play it.
I know, but what's your opinion on it
I
like,
don't-
as a concept?
I don't
Regardless.
really care. There's like I don't understand. It's just Face It with Banny, isn't it?
It's
Banny
facing with
face it.
Banny. Yeah,
It's
that's a good way to
basically
describe
Banny.
it.
TF2
never
Pro
played
League
Face
is
It, so I
basically
don't really
Banny.
care. Don't you need to download like a weird?
You don't need a
entity?
client. No, I think like I don't. They don't quite disclose how it works, but I think if you like get reported enough times or something, you have to use the anti-cheat.
Yeah, that
Otherwise,
makes
you
sense.
don't.
Yeah, because I didn't like
otherwise,
that. Because remember that time that ESEA did that, and then
Yeah,
farmed
wasn't it-
bitcoins
wasn't
on
it
And then they
Really?
mined
Jeez.
bitcoins.
They're
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
mine bitcoins.
I don't trust like programs.
Wait,
but,
what
like,
actually happened with the ESEA CS thing where they
The-
like the client
So,
was
yeah,
really
the
like
client
The
anti-cheat,
client had a Bitcoin miner in it, and they used
everyone.
they
had
used
it.
everyone's PCs to mine bitcoins
Oh,
at
God.
lands and stuff.
That's
and
The
it
electricity
was-
cost was through the roof, and they all made money through it.
they must have made a lot of Bitcoin.
There was a
They did, yeah. They made a lot of money with it, and then the scandal came out, and
We've
know.
had a
How do
similar
you
thing in
just
Tier
sneak
2.
a Bitcoin mining engine into
People just don't notice that it's taking loads of resources.
Oh,
But there was a thing in TF2. I don't think they use it anymore. They definitely don't use it anymore. But I can't remember. It was years ago. But someone wrote a program that basically took a screenshot of your TF2 client and sent it to whoever it was. I think it was ESEA. And basically, it was amazing because they immediately caught like 1 billion cheaters because they
Was
have the UI on their screen showing wall hacks and stuff. They had to get rid of it, obviously, because it turns out it was leaking a huge amount of personal information. Clearly, you don't want to take a screenshot of someone's screen. There could be
Yeah.
something on there that they don't want to show everyone. So that was a huge catastrophe once it was found out.
Oh,
but for a
fine.
time, only the anti-cheat staff knew about it, and they discovered loads of cheaters, and it was great. But yeah,
For a time.
I don't trust clients' programs like that, because,
yeah.
I don't know,
I
it's
can
basically a
weird,
cheat in
isn't
and of
it?
itself, the way it works. So
It
running
is, yeah.
running alongside your client and trying to check stuff constantly, I'd rather just not. Like, could you, like, just straight up ban me instead of, like, farming Bitcoin on my computer if you think I've got a dodgy mouse or something?
What
but
if
yeah.
what if like in the future, right? Basically anything can mine bitcoins, right? what if
your
in the future
lights can.
anything that has an internet connection can mine bitcoins? What if in the future, like, you have pacemakers hooked up to the internet?
Why would you need
So like,
internet on a
so your doctor can
pacemaker?
always monitor. So like, what if you hack some old man's
wait.
pacemaker and mine bitcoins on it?
Could
Why
you
would
could
you
you
need Wi-Fi
link a
on?
Bitcoin miner up to like a running machine?
Ah,
So like the
and
more you run, it
Oh,
generates electricity that
dude.
like in
farms a
cartoons where
Bitcoin.
you cycle and generate
That would
power,
actually-
but it's bitcoins instead.
That would be a great incentivization to get people to work out.
Yeah, you could make
Yeah.
like 0.0000001 pounds before tax.
Before tax as well. You have to pay tax on that.
Oh, yeah,
it's
it's
great.
income. It's income.
You know, every little helps.
What is TF2PL is just Face It though, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
what I think
Face It
it is.
matchmaking.
It's brought
They
by
have-
Face It, like
It's Face It matchmaking. They have different divisions that you can queue in depending on your experience. And
Does
how good
anyone
you
play
are,
it?
and in basically in the lower divisions, it's pretty active. Yeah, in like the higher divisions, people are like, I don't like it. I like PogChamp more. They play on PogChamp instead.
Yeah, because I think most people just already have systems. I guess it's good
Yeah,
to
they
have
already
a
have systems,
low end one that isn't.
Yeah, like it's a good low end pugging thing. So like I love it because I would never be able to play PogChamp, right? I don't get picked there because I'm not prem and or high, and like I'm not gonna be able to play in those pugs. But like Face It meets the perfect middle for me. Like I can
That's
play
fair.
pugs with
Oh.
people of my similar skill in mid, and it's just great. I can just queue up, and it's even captain picks and stuff. So yeah,
That's good then. That's really good. Okay. Is there anything
So,
else?
trying to play that like that.
There's a
talked
line
little
here
bit
beginning with
about-
S.
We talked a little bit about the summer jam. Yes, we
Yeah,
confirmed that there is one coming.
Maybe a bit too much.
Oh,
Yeah.
then there you go.
That's
That's
a
not,
bit
that's not being
much.
sneaky at all. That's not even like
It's
it's
not
not.
being sneaky.
That's not. It's not.
We weren't going to be completely sneaky about it.
No, yeah, I think we.
It's
were
not
being
exactly
a bit
like a
too
little
secretive.
cheeky leak. That's
just saying that there is one happening isn't really, you know.
on the 1st of January 2020, we'll have a
Exactly.
special
That's right.
stream.
We will be playing
Look forward to
TF2.
Wow.
24 hours.
Oh god.
Again,
We haven't
Fortress.
spoke about Insomnia though.
We haven't spoken about Insomnia.
shouldn't
indeed.
we?
I think I was doing
Insomnia is
coursework when it was
this
on.
condition where you've struggled to sleep, and
Yeah, it's great.
I
Do
feel
you
like
have
we
it?
should talk about it.
Do you have it?
I honestly do think I may suffer from insomnia, just not.
Me too. Well,
Not
that's,
much.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
all
not-
we wanted to
it's not
speak
nice.
about now.
All right,
Uh,
cool.
No, that's it.
So,
That's
yeah.
exactly what we want to speak about.
Insomnia 63, the big Summerland event convention thing in Birmingham. Happening again.
I
think
find it
it's-
so intriguing how people say Birmingham. Like,
It's Birmingham, not Birmingham, you smelly boy.
Excuse me,
Burger
I'm not
Ham.
British. I have an excuse, okay?
You don't have an
Ham.
excuse.
Burger
No one
I
has an
do.
excuse.
Can it,
Burning
can it be?
Right. So it's
No.
happening at the last weekend of August. Again, around the last weekend. It's
Birmingham.
24th to 27th.
Are you
Yeah.
sure you're streaming this?
yeah,
I am.
Is it under Team Fortress 2?
it's
Not. It's on the talk shows.
it's on the talk shows, but
There's
it is
a
under
talk
TF2.
shows? The talk shows?
So yeah. I know some of you guys want to go. I'm going.
I'm going.
I
Should be.
Oh,
want
I
is
to
it
know.
go.
because I just got here? Or...
I know Woolen considered going. We'll see
What?
about that. We'll keep you updated on that one.
What?
You considered going to I-63.
Hey,
right?
sorry.
Oh, I thought you meant leaving right now. I was like,
No,
I've
no,
already
no,
got
no,
here.
no, 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 no,
You're
no.
very rude.
Bye, Woolen.
Oh. Oh, bye then.
I thought you considered it.
I might go if there's if I have a team. The man I'm talking to is being dodgy about it. He's like, oh, it's April. It's like, well, it is April, but I'd also like to have an excuse to buy tickets. I don't want to buy them.
ticket
and-
sales
Oh,
are
I
open.
see.
Yeah, but the thing is, I
Ticket
don't
sales
want
are available.
to buy them and then go there and not have a team and just stand for like half a week because it's quite
Yeah.
expensive.
But you can have fun with friends.
Yeah, but I could also like spend that money on food. Like it's a lot of money to just stand and.
No,
stand
eating's
alone
not
to people.
important.
That is true. I
How
haven't
much are
eaten
the
today.
tickets anyway?
They're pretty expensive.
As far as I'm aware, we talked about it in the pre-show as well.
They're cheaper if you take your own computer.
Ticket sales are already open. I'm going to put the link into the Twitch chat here real quick as well. As far as I'm aware, weekend tickets are already sold out.
Oh god.
How much were they?
Weekend tickets. Weekend tickets were £73.
Oh,
Jeez,
God.
that's a
A
lot.
day or for the whole event?
That's access to the event for all 4 days. Though,
How much is
so,
that in euro? Actual converted.
It's about 100 euros.
About 100.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
yeah, it's like
83.
73.
Wait, only 83. What happened to the conversion rate?
The pound's
Dude, the pound's
slowly
going down.
going up
It's
and
Brexit.
down constantly.
Bloody
Brexit.
Brexit.
Bloody Brexit. Oh,
It's $100 though.
Yeah.
It's 73
So yeah,
pounds.
the week that's a weekend ticket for all 4 days, and they are already sold out because the convention is obviously very popular. You can still get day tickets for individual days. If you want to go to Summit to watch TF2, I'd recommend going on Saturday and Sunday.
I was considering
that's only
doing like
2?
Thursdays to Sunday because that's what a lot of people I know was doing. They'd spend like a couple of days hanging out and then set up Friday.
Yeah, I mean, it mostly depends also when you can get flights and trains and stuff. Obviously,
Yeah.
maybe when they're cheaper.
Oh, I've got loads of tweets from people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Dot Woolen Sleevelet. Get on Discord right now.
And then there's
Go.
also the BYOC tickets where you can bring your own computer and play video games. They start at £99 for standard, or if you book them now, you can even get them for £84 as the standard one.
I was hoping to invest in a car over the summer so I could just drive up with a computer, with a computer,
In a computer.
inside
Put wheels
of
on the
my
bottom of your computer.
zoom up the motorway. Yeah, but because I want to do that, I don't want to go there and use one of them smelly machines. It's probably had like gamer sweat on it.
That and like it takes extra money to rent a PC. I'm probably gonna use my old
Cheaper than
PC.
driving there.
I
Oh,
gotta
do you want to look at
bring-
this really nice loaf of bread I've seen on Reddit? It's
Oh my
really
gosh.
nice. Where are you?
Oh
that?
god.
Where does that even
Just-
come from?
Oh, I was just
This is-
scrolling
that
down
is-
Reddit
That
because
is impulsively. That's Woolen, like at his peak right
I
there.
love bread so much.
Little baguettes are the way forward.
Oh man,
What are you, French?
look at this. Just look at this. Just look at this right now.
That actually looks really good. What
Yeah,
the
you
hell?
know- wow.
Wrapped boulet made out of country bread.
Wow, that is some good bread.
Oh.
I'm gonna put this one up on the stream.
Send it to everyone else.
Is that bread
Yeah.
around the outside as well?
It's bread
putting it
within
up on the
bread.
screen.
It's all wow. Okay.
I think they just did that thing where you slice a big top on it and then it expands.
They were inspired by
Pretty
the
much.
TF2 bread update. The bread update.
Probably. Yeah, aka the love. Was it Love and War?
I think it was called the
Um,
bread up. It was
it
the
was
Love
it?
and
Was
War,
it?
it was
Oh
Love
wait,
and
no.
expiration date update.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
Love and War. That's Love and War.
Was it?
well, it's the expiration date SFM came out.
It's another callback. We talked about that before you were here, Woolen.
That was when
Did you
they-
know that? Did
Oh.
you know that Love and War was like 4 years ago?
That was when they added in the ability to instantly end a payload match by using a teleporter exit next to a end of a payload. Shoot bread into the hole, it'll blow up the map. You can
Oh,
play
yeah, that
Badwater
bug.
or Upward for like 2 weeks. Broke the
Those
game
were
for
the
me.
days.
That was
Yeah, you
4
got some
years
nice
ago.
bread, dude.
Oh, there's a big bread on the screen right now. What
That's
the hell?
that's an.
Oh,
a
have you
nice
placed
bread.
it on the stream?
I have, yeah.
I mean, it's a nice
adds on to
bread.
it, you know.
It's nice bread.
You know what? I'll even insert it into the YouTube version at this very point right here. That's watching on YouTube.
Are you not just gonna use the VOD?
No, I'm not gonna use the VOD.
You could use the VOD
The
and then
edited
edit the
version.
VOD.
I've got to go at 25
Ah.
past, by the way, guys. So I'm not sure if we're going to
Yeah,
have finished by then.
that'll be fine. That'll
To
be fine.
LAN.
Alright, sweet.
Yeah, to LAN. Well, he's going to LAN already. He's traveling.
Yeah,
he's
I'm,
gonna
tr-
go
I'm
by foot.
walking to Birmingham, so I thought I may as well get there a bit early. You know,
It's gonna take a little while.
take about 117 days precisely. So
It's fine. You can make it. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, I can make it easy.
Go for a quick jog.
Yeah, a light jog.
Round trip.
But yeah, Willem, another thing we did speak about
That's
is
me. hello.
we asked you about Blue Moon, didn't we? And you said Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
he
did.
did say. Yeah.
You're already losing track.
I'm already losing track. Yeah, it's hard
Red's
when
doing
someone
great.
joins 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah, that's a little confusing. I do agree with that.
And then talks about bread.
Yeah,
a
and
good
then just
song.
sends us a picture of some lovely bread.
I mean, it's
It
a good
is
bread.
quite some
It is a
lovely
good
bread, yeah.
bread. It is a good place.
Quite the lovely bread.
I know.
Was there any other questions you like exceedingly personal questions you had me about the TF2 updates?
Not about the TF2 update, but like, how was your week? Because
Yeah.
you weren't here for the start. Let's ask you that. How did you do this week? What have you been up to?
I've been sitting in my room doing coursework. I've got like
Sounds like a
2
fun
weeks
experience.
left of uni, so I've like literally just now, like that's why I was so late. I completely forgot about it. I ended up writing 4,500 words today about some complete rubbish.
utter drizzle.
Just
Drivel.
complete drizzle about requirement specification and software design
Oh,
for a system.
That
It was-
sounds.
oh,
it's
it looks
so
so
exciting.
professional, but yeah, so horrifically boring. But I got it done. So now I've got like, I think I've got a week after next. I've got my 3 final exams, and up until for the next like 2 weeks, I'll just be doing loads of revision, and then after that, I'll be free to.
A free bird, a free
I
spirit.
don't know. Yeah, well, for another year.
do
and then I've
like
got my
16
final year.
hours of streaming every day.
Jeez.
Full-time streamer lifestyle. Let's go.
That's a bit optimistic, but it's fine.
There's people that do that, which is
Yeah,
honestly impressive.
I don't know how they do it for that
If
long.
my internet
yeah.
did, I'd probably do at least 1 hour.
Oh,
Wow, that's.
I mean, that's I don't know. My internet cuts out if I stream for too long. I don't think it can handle it.
I'll
My-
probably just start playing Osu again, because then I'll have the time to get good scrub.
I mean, if I tried to stream, my PC would probably explode. But my internet is good enough for streams.
Yeah, like you have like really good internet down there, don't you?
Yeah, I do. But then again,
So
my...
odd. Like I remember like 2 years ago when you told me about that, I was like freaking out because my internet was
Yeah,
so
well-
bad and was paying like 3 times as much for it as well.
I have like 300 megabytes per second right now, and
Ooh, saucy.
you can go to maximum of 1 gigabyte per second, which is insane. But that costs a lot.
Do you
Yeah.
live in somewhere where it's basically a service and it's like incredibly cheap compared to
Second
England?
best internet in the world, but it's a
Next to
little
like,
country,
what,
so
Norway?
no, it's Romania.
Romania? Oh,
Everything
yeah.
else except internet is shit.
No, but there's like a lot of these, like, let's say developing, they're pretty developed at this point. Like those countries from like 50, 100 years
Balkan
ago were
countries,
considered a
yeah.
bit, yeah. Now,
Mhm.
Right now we're right at the top of a lot of those kinds of things. I think they're growing in tourism as well, because people are realizing that like because
I'm
they were
not
poor
sure
100
about
years
this,
ago
it's-
doesn't mean they're not pretty. Well, a lot of them are beautiful, but like no one goes there and they're extremely cheap. Like everyone's used to Barbados or whatever, where it's expensive as
Oh.
hell to go. Or you
Yeah, I
go to
remember, like,
Romania, it's like cheap
I
as
dunno,
hell.
I mean,
watched
pretty.
horror
a couple-
I
film
mean,
about
it's
that.
really we have some really good places here, really nice places that you can visit. But
Yeah,
yeah,
got a lot of history.
a couple of friends went to like Bulgaria last summer.
What's that
So
like?
just chill at the beach. I don't know.
yeah,
I
it's
wasn't
it's
with
a
them,
nice,
but
really nice.
from all I've
beach in
heard-
Bulgaria.
From all I've heard, it's basically like going to Spain or something.
Yeah,
It's exactly the same, but they paid like a third of the price because it's Bulgaria.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I had I don't
That's
know.
becoming really popular these days.
I
It's
watched a
going to
horror
somewhere a
film.
lot cheaper like that. You watched a horror film?
Yeah, called Hostel, and they go to like, I think it's Russia or Bulgaria or something. No, it's not. It's Russia or somewhere around that region, and they all get kidnapped. It's not very good. Not very
It's not the
good.
YMCA.
Nice.
No, it's not the YMCA. Oh, but I think we've covered just about everything on the dot. So unless there's anything else like anyone wanted
Any
to bring up.
expected like pregnancies or something
Yeah,
popping up we
is
need to
anyone
discuss?
giving birth or getting married?
Feeling a little pregnant today, but
That's
see
just
how
all
it
the
goes
bread,
on.
isn't it?
I haven't
This is the
eaten
bread,
anything
yeah.
today.
It's just a phase. It's okay.
Oh.
Alright, well,
We still don't have a jingle, but I guess we can call it off there
we
for
can make it
today because
Do-do-do-do-do.
Joe has to leave.
Blapature,
Bye.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
go.